we went back to what we're good at, right? So we're good at making molded footwear. We have some unique technologies and processes we do to do that. We're known for our classic clog, which is the core of the business. And then we were able to make that classic clog relevant to a broad set of consumers, including those teen girls, through collaborations and personalization. Collaborations we do with a variety of brands and artists. So in front of me, we have the Post Malone collaboration that we will release next week. Personalization is all about those gibbets, you know, the things that you put in these holes.
Which we will show you, I guess. We got some gibbets over on some other.
Very popular this holiday season, too.
Very popular, very popular. So, and the personalization is very, very important. It's a global megatrend, right? So across the globe, that younger consumer wants to be able to turn a generic purchase into a personal purchase and tell a story. They can do that through the gibbets on the shoes, and it's an incredible vehicle.
But the teen customer tends to be very fickle. They're hard to please, and many times there's something they really love, but then within 2 months they're on to the next big brand. So how do you make that customer come back to Crocs?
So I don't think they're as fickle as you make out, right? So I think they're fickle when you give them something they don't really need. Maybe the prime example is a gibbet spinner, right? So they didn't really need that, doesn't provide any value. When they need something, when they're buying something that provides a lot of value, they stick with it. If it works, if it makes sense, and they influence a lot of people. So they influence parents, they influence siblings, they use social media. So they're an incredibly important consumer because they influence people and they bring more people to the brand.
How do you choose the celebrities that you're going to collaborate with, like Post Malone?
Well, some of them is organic, right? So Post Malone we actually saw him wearing our shoes in concert on a repeated basis. So we reached out to him. He clearly liked the brand. He had an affinity to the brand, and he was excited to collaborate.
And what did he do? You know, this is his shoe now.
He
helped design it.
Absolutely.
So what's different about this one that makes this distinctly Post Malone shoe?
So he's telling a story through these shoes that is important to him, and he believes is going to be important to his fans. So he helps collaborate, design these things, and he has a lot of creative input into what we produce for him, as do our other collaborators.
Yeah.
So just 2 weeks ago, we had Luke Combs. That was a camo clog with a bit of a hunting theme, which is something that's important to him and to his consumers.
And Wall Street clearly likes this story and the relationships you have, not just with Post Malone, but Justin Bieber as well. The stock is now up about 400% since you became CEO, but your sales or your costs have also been rising by around 40% of sales. Do you continue to see expenses rising next year as you try to market to other customers overseas?
Yeah, so over the last 4 years, we've gone through a very deliberate effort to reduce costs. So we've reduced our SG&A quite significantly. As we go forward and as we're able to grow revenues and grow our gross margin, we will see SG&A leverage and improve profitability.
I also want to ask you about your partnership with Amazon, because just about 3 weeks ago, we saw Nike take off their products off of Amazon because direct-to-consumer is working so well for that retailer. How do you see your relationship with Amazon evolving from here? Yeah,
direct-to-consumer through digital mechanisms, whether it be your own website or Amazon, critically important. And we believe we want to do both. Right, so our own e-commerce business, our DTC business, growing very significantly, but we think Amazon is an incredibly important vehicle to reach a very broad set of customers. They've invested massive amounts of money in creating an incredible infrastructure to be able to serve customers. We're better off leveraging that versus just going in our own direction and doing our own thing. So we kind of have the opposite track where we think both are important platforms for our consumers.
What percentage are the trendy Crocs, if you will, like these and the ones that the teens are wearing, as opposed to, you know, I think of Crocs, I think of surgeons, you know, and everybody that wears them in hospitals and in industrial settings and things like that. So what's the breakout in sales there?
So the one way to think about it is the clog. The classic clog is about 60% of sales. So that's grown, and that's what the teens are wearing. And that product is very similar, if not in some cases identical to what the surgeons are wearing. Right. So that gives you tremendous inventory efficiency. We also have non-slip shoes. We call it our Crocs at Work line. That's deliberately for food service and for medical applications, and that's what you often see in the operating theater and around hospitals.
But I'm going to bet you say the trendy Crocs is where you see the greatest growth. Or am I
That's
wrong?
what both.
Really?
Both, yeah, we're actually seeing both growing because that younger consumer is such an important influencer. So they're influencing other people and giving them permission to see the brand as more relevant for them too.
What about China? I saw in your latest investor presentation that is where you really want to grow in 2020.
Absolutely. We've spent a lot of time resetting China. the growth will come in 21, not in 20.
Why?
So it just takes time. It just takes time to reposition all of your distribution networks and the stores that we go to market through. We will see growth in 20. We will see much faster growth in 21 in China.
Shoes are made here, manufactured in the U.S.?
No. So mostly we have a broadly distributed manufacturing base. So Vietnam will be our top location, China, Mexico, Bosnia, and other places.
So tariffs are not an issue for you?
They're really not a significant issue. We put a lot of effort into reducing the amount of goods that we bring out of China into the U.S. That'll be significantly less than 10% of our U.S. sold product. Obviously, we can manufacture in China and sell other places, and we do that.
Andrew Rees, CEO of Crocs. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.